Big coaches are going to go over the skills that are important to teach for intro to T-ball and T-ball kids. So I'm going to go over throwing the ball, correct technique. I'm going to go over hitting. I'm going to go over catching, and I'm going to go over fielding. And so probably the most important thing we can teach kids when they're young is the right way to throw. And so you're going to see a lot of different techniques early on when they don't know. Some will try and throw underhand. Some might not know what hand they're going to throw with. Some will step with the wrong foot. So one of the big things they want to do is just have a simple way to explain it. So the first thing we want to do is get kids turned and point with their mitt. So turn and point, and then get the ball back like this. So they're in a T formation, and this is important. And the ball is not turned this way, it's turned back. Sometimes we say feeding the giant, like you're feeding the giant something here. And what that does is it gets that elbow up high, and you start using all of your shoulders to throw instead of just the arm. And so that changes it from something like this, which is the push throw, which is very common that you'll see, and it'll be to getting it up like this. So you'll want to get them in this T position with the ball faced out. So you turn, point at where you're throwing, and throw. So turn, point at where you're throwing, get him up in the T, get the ball pointed in the right direction, and throw. And those are the basics. They'll want to step, they'll experiment some with stepping with the wrong foot. If you can get that turned, that mostly takes care of itself, but you may have to guide that as well. The second thing we want to go over is hitting. And so the first thing for T-ballers is getting them to approach the plate correctly, holding the bat correctly. And so the first thing will be the grip, and so hands together. That's a very common one for kids to grip the bat like this. The second one is hand position. If they have their big knuckles together like that, it's very difficult to get a full swing in. So you want to get the knuckles, if you can, lined up on the little knuckles. And a good way to check is to do this. If your fingers are pointing in the right direction, then your knuckles are lined up right. If they're like that, they're not lined up correctly. That may be a detail you want to get into after a few practices. The other one is how you want to position them relative to home plate. So you'll have home plate here, and you'll have the T in front of it, and you'll want to line them up so their front foot is equal to the T stand. And you have the grip together, so hands together, and you have their feet set. Try and get a wide stance if you can. That'll give them balance. Some of them will want to take a step. Often the steps are very large, and they get off balance. Sometimes they'll step with the wrong foot and they'll get off balance. So at this age, I kind of don't worry about the stride at all. And if we can get balance, we can. So feet wide apart, and stay balanced, and just don't worry about the step right now. So get them positioned here, hands together, bat back. Hand position is very important. Often the bat goes very high, which means there's one way to get to the T, and that's straight down. That's a lot of T strikes, a lot of hitting straight in the ground. Or if they're low like this, typically they'll come up and come back down again. So if you can get the hands together, bat back, and you want to position it around the shoulder. Another common thing that you'll see is the bat coming back like this. That'll bring the hands up too. So hands together, bat back, and then I say hands together, bat back, and then big swing. And you may see some not knowing that they can take a big swing, just kind of doing this. They may not have seen it before. So a lot of times I'll stand opposite them and I'll say swing with me. So we get our feet set, spread far apart, hands together, bat back, and I say, all right, swing with me. And we swing and swing with me, and I show them the long follow through, and swing with me, long follow through. And those are the biggest things. I think the two things that can probably solve most of the problems are feet wide apart and good balance, getting hands in the right position. Hands in the wrong position is probably the biggest thing that I see. High hands. The next thing I'm going to go over will be catching. So at this age, it's going to be very difficult for them to catch. And so we're looking for success is getting a glove on the ball. So you'll start off by underhand tossing and throwing to the glove side. And so you'll start here, below the waist, fingers down, above the waist, fingers up. And I managed the seals in T-ball, so we would come up with something like flippers down, flippers up. So the first practice is you'll be throwing to the glove side. They'll be like this, right? I'm gonna get them down here like this, and you'll be throwing right to the glove, and you'll just be looking for success. Very difficult to catch at this age. That skill comes in usually when they're around 7, when they can start catching here, 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 and here. So in T-ball, you expect to have some success here, and then you'll also start practicing up high with fingers up, and then again, you'll be throwing right to the glove here, right to the glove here, from maybe about 7 feet away or so, and success is just hitting the glove. If it falls out, that's still success. So I would say, good job, glove on, and glove on is the positive reinforcement that they're looking for. If some of the kids are more advanced, you can start moving it in and out, and in and out. Same thing here, in and out, and in and out. Another habit I see is they often start catching back here, which is very difficult because you lose sight of the ball. So another tip you can say, catch out in front of you, out in front. So when you're lining them up, you want to make sure like this and like this instead of this and like this. You probably won't have a lot of kids who will have any success crossing over and catching on the backhand side, but you can try it at the end of the year just so they know what it feels like and mix a few of those in. And again, you'll have them here like this. Very difficult to catch at this age, so just getting the glove on is good success. And the last thing is fielding. And so fielding at this age is mostly just getting in that athletic position and making sure that the kids are paying attention when the ball is about to be hit. So they don't need to be paying attention all the time. They just need to be paying attention for the couple seconds right before the ball is struck. That's for safety too, and also for fun. And so the athletic position for baseball or any other is well balanced, feet apart, around the shoulders, knees bent, and ready like this. And so that's true of any sport. So you're in an athletic position to move anyway. And then in baseball, we bring the mitt down like this. So this is the ready position. And so I would teach my SEALs something like 1, 2, 3 SEALs ready, and we'd all get in the ready position and let them stand up. 1, 2, 3 SEALs ready, and you let them get up. And you teach them it in practice, and so when you have a batter striking the ball later, you can just say 1, 2, 3 SEALs ready, and they know, and they do this. And then you can do some fun things too, get some lateral movement by 1, 2, 3 SEALs ready, and then crab walk, and crab walk, and crab walk, and they like that, and that's a lot of fun. You'll mostly be teaching some ground balls, and so teaching them, a lot of them they'll want to cover the ball like this, and so below the waist, fingers down, and then success is hitting the mitt and being able to track the ball and catch it that way. So you'll see a lot of them like this, so you'll want to remind fingers down, below the waist, like that. They also may not realize that you'll be rolling the ball right to them. They may not realize that they can move to the ball, right? And this is where that lateral movement comes in, crab walk to it. So you can start to move them one side to the other, one side to the other. If they're not getting that, sometimes you can drop the glove and start rolling balls and try and get them so they can get it between their legs like that. So they have to move and let the ball go between their legs, and you have somebody else behind them grabbing the ball. So that was real quick, but those are the biggest things. And if you can teach those throughout the year, and the practices that you have, then they'll be ready for playing baseball in the future. All right, thank you.